What's up, y'all? It's Simon from Grant's Lawn Care. Hope everybody's doing good. We wrapping this week up. All rain chances in my area is going to increase starting tomorrow with 100% chances by Saturday and Sunday. So pretty much going to be a washout for this weekend leading into Easter. Did get a good bit done this week prior to this weather system moving in, so that's a plus. But leads me into next week, which is my long week, and with the rain and this little bit of heat, everything's growing and trying to come out of that false spring we had when it was warming up, then it got cold, warmed up, got cold. And this weekend is supposed to dip back down into some cool temperatures, so I'm thinking it's going to be by May before we actually have some temperatures that stick around in the warm weather completely. But anyway, enough of that blabbing. You guys, I hope have conquered your route for this season so far, and the ones of you who still building your business, rather if you're brand new or rather if you're getting a brand new start this year with new clients and you're trying to add to your pretty much your company. Hopefully that's going well for you as well. I have just about gotten to the magic number that I want for the season, and I'm happy with that. I guess, as you can say with the NBA players, load management. I know my load. I know how much I can manage without getting out here and overdoing it. So that's one thing I would say is get you a magic number. Make sure your prices are within the proper range, and you can do pretty good in this business. There's a lot of people out there that push information out there that they use in their business, right, wrong, or indifferent, but you have to sit down and really become comfortable with what you want, what you charge, and how you run your business in your area, and the type of customers that you want to attract. I've seen and heard in videos where some people can have 20 customers, and within those 20 customers, they could be bringing home excellent money weekly or bi-weekly with just that handful of customers. And I hear some people who have well over 50 or 60 customers and still trying to grow their business because they have different goals and aspirations for their business than the next person. But you have to work within your comfort level and your business capacity to get off the ground and turn this into a very good business. There's one thing for sure, that there is definitely always going to be a need for someone to go out and do land care type services. Granted, some people want to traditionally do it themselves, but there are some people who just don't have the time to do it. Granted, they have these robotic style lawnmowers that you can program to cut your yard and do it for you, and etc., etc. But for us who have to go out here and get dirty, break a sweat and do this, just be mindful and run your business, and take your own advice sometimes, because sometimes we'll get so caught up in trying to follow up what someone else is preaching and displaying, and while in the end we're hurting ourselves, because sometimes that's just not for us. It's like going in the shoe store and you wear a size 11 and you see a pair of shoes that you like, but they only got a size 10, and you're so desperate to get those shoes, so you settle for the size 10. Now you got your toes balled up at the front of the shoe. You're in pain when you're walking around, all because you want to try to fit yourself into a style of shoe that's not your size. So what I'm saying, to make sense, is with your business, don't cram yourself into a shoe that you will get eventually uncomfortable in. Meaning, when you start out, has been said on so many channels, I've said it before, but I'm saying something because it has meaning behind it. You don't have to go out and have a $100,000 fleet of equipment just to start out, and you don't even have 10 lawns yet. You want to, even if you have to start off with a push mower and work out of your car, make that work for you until you can get to where you really need to be. If you go out here and get in debt in the beginning, all you're going to do is end up having to fight to get out of that debt along the way. My first zero-turn mower, which is right here in this video, I had no idea I was going to actually have to buy a zero-turn mower. I ended up having to cut a yard, and the traditional mower that I had, it started to tank out, started having transmission problems with it, and a yard that would take me about 2.5 to 3 hours on that mower started taking me about 4 hours because that mower was just starting to die out. And I ended up going and getting this zero-turn lawnmower to take care of the yards that I had, that I was already using that traditional mower with. So I ended up coming across the zero-turn mower, bought it brand new from a dealer, and it's paid for itself more than once. But I started at the bottom. I started with a steering wheel mower, a yard machine 36-inch. And before then, I've had lawnmowers in the past because, my granddad was a small engine mechanic, and he fixed on lawnmowers all his life. So I always had a fascination with lawnmowers and doing stuff out in the yard, but I never thought I was going to turn it into my own business. So I started off with a little, like I said, 36-inch mower. I think that lawnmower actually cost me about $500. I ended up buying it from somebody at a shop. Somebody took it to get it fixed, and they never came back. And I went down there, and the guy sold it to me, I think, for a little over $500, and it lasted a while. And up to now, the only problem that I have with it is I have to break a tire off the back of it, and the rim, I guess, is rusted onto the actual itself, so I can't get it off. So my new goal is to try to find a frame and a pretty good running transmission and slap that motor onto that frame and continue to go from there, because the motor is an awesome motor. You turn the key and it's ready to go. But anyway, like I said, I started off, my first weed trimmer that I bought for myself was a Husqvarna weed trimmer from Lowe's, and it lasted me a while, and all of a sudden it tanked out, and I was told I would do better by buying me another weed eater than trying to fix that one because of what was wrong with it. Well, that's what I ended up doing. I ended up going and getting my Stihl weed eater, which was featured in some of my other videos. Well, last year, when I started using that Stihl, the more I started using it in the season, it started vibrating and getting a little weak in the motor type deal. And I was like, man, this ain't gonna work for me because, I'm wide open, and I do have trimming that I need to get done, and I don't have any time to really just play around with, this trimmer losing power and vibrating so bad. That's annoying when you're trying to run a string trimmer. That's when I turned around and had my finances, in order, and I was able to go out and purchase my first commercial weed eater, which is the Red Max. So I started from the bottom, very bottom. A $500 lawnmower, bought a little over $100 weed eater, and that got me into the first couple of yards that I started mowing. And I was able to save up from that, put money back. And when it was time for me to grow and get this zero turn, that's what I did. I went out. I had no earthly idea about what, a Skag mower was. I seen them. I passed them, in yards of a dealer. But I had no earthly idea really about it. But I went to the dealer when I was prepared to get another mower. Got the facts. Heard some pretty good reviews of it. And so far, I've really, really enjoyed this mower. And my plan is to, as I grow continuously, is to either get another Skag and or maybe a Toro commercial style mower. And that's my goal, just to continue to work and save. And in due time, I'll be able to get me another mower. This mower is a 48-inch cut mower. It gets me in and out of my properties within a decent amount of time. It fits between the majority of the gates that I have to get in. And, pretty simple to learn and use. It has a little over 200 plus hours on it. And like I said, treat it good and it'll treat you better. Make sure you keep up with your maintenance. Make sure you keep up with, anything that you see that's starting to go wrong. I do have a few things that I need to get checked on here. I have a bad wheel bearing in one of my front wheels. And also just a few other little things that, nothing really even to mention, but something I want to just make sure I keep my eye on as time goes by. I had to replace the ignition switch in a few weeks ago. That was in a video. But other than that, also more. And like I said, I took my time saving up, and when I was ready, that's when I made the purchase for this mower. So again, not to beat a dead horse, take your time. If this is your first season in, make sure your finances are in a position of comfort where you can go out and buy what you really like to have. Or if you have to start off, on the lower end, but get into the business that route, just know there's nothing wrong with that. Don't let the media and everyone push you into thinking that, top notch is the way to start off. It honestly, it honestly isn't, the way you should go until you're perfectly ready to do that. So hopefully that makes sense, and I'm gonna stop blabbing, and hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of this video. Son's Lawn Care for putting the information about comfort trims out there. I had no idea about them until he put them out there. And as hot as it get here in my town in the summertime, and I love wearing shorts every day that I can wear them, these comfort trims are definitely a game changer for me. And again, shout out to Big Son's Lawn Care for introducing me to those through watching his videos on his channel. And I'm definitely going to have these in use this season and probably from now on, because it feels good to be able to wear shorts while out here mowing in this very warm weather. So Big Son's Lawn Care, you a lifesaver on this one. Well, you guys, I hope everybody enjoyed the video if you made it this far. Again, I hope what I mentioned in the beginning of the video makes sense. I know it's a very repeated topic, but I think it's a topic that really will help people who are willing to listen. You know, if you're starting off in this lawn care business, about making sure your finances and everything is in order before you go out here and jump into some pretty expensive equipment out here nowadays. Things are not cheap anymore out here, and you always want to make sure before you jump in head first into any type of big money spending that you're prepared financially to, you know, take on what you're about to do. So not going to spend much time blabbing on that again. Again, if you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked the video. Hope you comment below if you have any feedback of your own. Let me know how your journey began in lawn care, and you know, I just love interacting with fans and people who sit back and enjoy the videos. Y'all be safe out there. Hope you guys have a great Easter holiday weekend. And again, prayers and heart goes out to everyone that's affected by the bad weather out west. I know that's awful. It seems like it's just a never-ending cycle, but thoughts and prayers are with you, everyone out there who's been affected, and y'all stay safe, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. This is Simon from Grant's Lawn Care. And again, thank you guys for tuning in and watching the video. Y'all stay safe.